As I suspected, 32 flavors.
What?
Hi, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Comic Shop Talk on Friday night. How are you all doing tonight? I see Tehlam 29. Good. Hey, great to see you. D Bud Mart, happy Friday, dude. Happy Friday indeed. Cheers, my friend. And I just started drinking. I had some pizza. It's really good. So, my girlfriend had really delicious, good old pizza. I'm like, oh, I needed this. And I see the lovely Sherry. How you doing, Sherry? Welcome. And Mr. Dragon, what up, Nick? Hey, what's up, dude? Nice avatar, by the way, man. That shit is badass. And Dragon Master 360. Hello. Hello to you, sir. Welcome, guys. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. So, yeah, last week we did a really cool panel on talking about the Inhumans and why they're cool, explaining a little bit about each character and recommending some runs, and that was great. Today we're going to strip it back down to basics and just kind of have a free for me and some of the boys who are waiting backstage, we all got some cool finds in the last few weeks, and we're gonna show off some stuff, man. And we love showing off stuff here, whether it's comics or statues or toys. Also, I got some stuff that's in packaging from 22 years ago. I'm going to take out of the box tonight, as I do on here. I was always a tradition. I unveil the packaging and break out of the box on here. So guys like Klobby can have that laugh and that cheer, like, yes, he's doing it. Because then the people on the RPO are like, no, don't do it. I'm like, no, I must go through with it. Anyways, I'm going to bring in the Egyptian god, Lord Thoth.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's enjoying their Friday. TGIF, here's the weekend. Great to see you, Flava Flaves. Another night of talking some really cool pop culture, comics, all the good stuff, man. All positive, 2 thumbs up. Glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
As always, my friend, I'm glad to have you here. And right now, we need a good getaway, and this is going to elevate the meaning of a getaway and do it. What you're going to show up today may top us all, but Steve, either way, this is going to be fun. So
Good
I
times.
like see what you got. I'm like, ah! So it's going to be great times. Are you drinking anything yet? I mean, I know it's Friday night for you, so I expect a good classy wine from a guy like you.
I do. I have a Beringer Knights Valley Cabernet from the plains of Italy. That's what I'm having tonight. I kid you not. It was 2 degrees Celsius up here in Canada, pouring rain here in Ottawa, and I barbecued some strip loins for my wife and I, and we enjoyed that with some nice wine. And then I had to say, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Nick's calling. I have to go on his stream and talk pop culture and comic books, and that's why I'm here, man. So absolutely,
thank
yes.
you. That's a hell of a commitment, considering that you're barbecuing in January with rain, and you're with your wife, who sounds like a very wonderful lady, Mrs. Soth. I think we spoke on stream once before, so so that takes a lot for you to move away from that. So I appreciate that, because that is valuable time. Time with family is essential in life. So thank you once again. That elevates the meaning of you being on here.
No, my pleasure, man. It's a lot of fun.
Good. We'll bring in our other boys here, welcoming back to the panel. They're a few weeks away because, we do have lives here on YouTube, folks. We really do. And we love being on here. We do this for you guys. We love entertaining. We love bringing the joy and the thrills and the chills and the twists and the turns. And he put out a killer video earlier this morning about it. Mr. MVP.
Hello. What's going on, man? Thank you for having me back. It's been a while, so I apologize. I haven't been able to come hang out with you guys for a while, but looking forward to being here for a bit, and just like LT put it, just chilling with some good dudes and talking pop culture and comics. If I had a lady friend, I would easily have ditched her to come here. So, but because I don't, I'm here anyway. So I love it.
Well, dude, I'm glad as always. So thank you for coming on. And I know you got things to show off. So it's going to be good to just talk some random stuff and just have a nice chill stream and just shoot the shit. It's going to be great, man.
Absolutely.
All right, bring in our other boy here. And before we do, I see Rudy says, "How's it, Nick? D-Bud, Thought, Sherry, Mr. Ed, grabbing a beer, ready for some heavy stuff." See, this guy, he's ready. Rudy here is ready. He's ready to see the good stuff. What's up, Rudy? Cheers to you, my friends. Friday night. Cheers. Oh shit, Philbo Baggins is here too. Hey, everyone. Hail to you all. What's up, Phil, dude? I can't wait to show off your stuff. What's up, TZ Canadian? I see you in the chat as well. Guys, welcome. Thank you. All right, let's bring in our Sir Clobbering Times, who's now had 1,001 episodes.
Hey, buddy. Hello there. What's up, my friends? The great Nick Weiser, buddy. Man, I'm happy to be here with you, man. And just with the super amazing Max Von Presley, who, of course, has joined me for a review before, buddy. MVP. Mm-hmm. Good to see you, man. I hope we can do it again soon. And let me tell you, about when it comes to gods, they're none greater in power and stature than the LT man, Lord Thoth. Avon lives. Long live the Legion, my brother. That was what an effort, dude. You were with me all 5 hours and then some the other day on show 1000.
It was my honor, man.
Thank you,
Avon
man.
lives. Long live the Legion. It's just such an amazing honor to share the stream with you, man. Thank you for letting me be a part of it, man, and thanks for joining us. That's awesome.
Thanks for being there, bro. Thanks for being there. It's great to be here and look at all the wonderful people here. The lovely Sherry. We're gonna say the lady first because
Fine by me. I'm all for it.
Hey, Sherry, and you guys, other guys, I guess. No, kidding.
Sherry and the guys.
And the guys.
We'll do it like that. Sherry and the guys.
D-Bud knows I love him. That's the man of iron there, man.
Avon lives.
Avon lives. Yes, indeed. And long live the Legion.
Dude, Clobbering, I just want to say before we obviously just get on chat, dude, like between work and having to try on a suit for an upcoming friend's wedding and then like being dad and then being boyfriend and then doing groceries, I tried everything within my power to at least drop in. I'm like, at least I can at least listen to a stream in my car, which I did. Of course, I sent you. Well, I was traffic that wasn't moving. I'm like, I'll send him a super chat. We're not moving traffic, so
you're too kind, man. You didn't have to do that. Thank you.
Well, I was thinking because the thing is, like, I was thinking, I don't want to do StreamYards from my phone because I tried it before. It's really, I'm like, I just need a better float for us.
No,
and D-Bud. You'll get in about a month, man. We needed to test the waters. So I went to this place to try on a suit earlier. And I'm looking at the wall, and I see Stone Cold Steve Austin's photo on the wall. I'm like, Steve Austin was here? The guy's like, yeah, he picked up his suit here. I'm like, what? Steve Austin? And I'm like, that's crazy. I look over
That's
to
an
right.
intimidating dude right there.
Dude,
Steve Austin,
man, dude, you should see him. He's in like normal attire. Even with his normal attire, he looked huge compared like to the owner of the tuxedo shop. And like he just looked towering over the guy. He just looked so happy to know he was getting a suit from there. I'm like, holy crap! I'm at the place Steve Austin got a suit from. So that was crazy. And I looked to the right, and there's a photo of another gentleman who had gotten a suit there. A legend from the old days of the NFL named Walter Payton as well. So I was just like, oh shit, like, wow, I'm in the business of legends here. So, but it's good stuff. And dude, Steve Austin, Walter Payton, what are the odds?
Wow, Walter Payton, man, the sweetness.
Oh, how sweet it is.
That time of year we celebrate the great Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you had to put on a suit, Nick?
A few. God, let me think here. We went to a my girlfriend has a friend. One of her friends, she got married. I think like a year and a half ago. I have a purple suit. If you dig like 3 years deep on my Instagram, it's that same purple suit I wore at a friend of mine's wedding 3 years ago. Like, yeah, I had a purple suit. I had a full grown beard too. Full-grown beard, yeah.
I may have to do some digging tonight then. That sounds great.
2018.
Sucker up, yeah.
2018. You can exploit on the screen so everyone can see the purple picture. It's there. And I see Keely Chow. What's up, Keely Chow? How you doing?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Nick and LT, did you see that the Hall of Fame class that they announced yesterday?
Yes.
Do tell. Let's talk about it. We'll make that the first.
No, I don't stay with comments, man. I just asked if you guys had seen that.
oh, for NFL?
Yeah, the Hall of Fame class.
Oh no,
yesterday.
tell us. Fuck it. Let's talk
Oh,
about
we're
it.
very happy down here. The great Sam Mills, rest his soul, finally got in there after way too long. And if you're a Raiders fan, you're a Raiders fan, LT. Cliff Branch finally got in there.
Yes, I was hoping you'd mention that.
One of the
that's a pair of guys right there, well deserved. Too long they've been left off the ballot, left out of the hall. It's great to see that, man. I like to see some of those old school, old timer football guys because that was the days of gladiatorial combat, man.
Big deal.
It was just,
the big one.
It's not like today where if you like breathe on someone hard, they get a penalty, right? It's the old.
Yeah, any pussy can get away with it. Any pussy can get away with a trophy just for being there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the picks I wasn't all that, I don't know. Tony Baselli playing 5 years isn't enough.
Yeah, it's a tough call.
Leroy Butler. I don't know. What, one Super Bowl enough, you think? I don't know, man.
Well, I think
I'm not even thinking about watching the Super Bowl this year.
Man, I'm so happy about Sam Mills.
Yeah, one Super Bowl actually, in a lot of cases, is pretty much unattainable if you've been in the modern era. Because it's all Patriots. There's been a couple of teams where you just spend until you have a championship team. That's what we've been seeing with Tampa Bay. We've been seeing with New England. A lot of those teams, you just spend. That's how you buy a championship, right? And I guess that's the way it is in any sport nowadays. You can say that for hockey. You can say that for baseball.
Right.
Look at the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Astros that have been winning World Series.
Yeah, it looks like basketball is becoming reality.
Basketball is another one. That's a good point, Fenry. Yeah. And good to see you, by the way.
Yeah.
I can see it too, dude.
Branch. Yeah, D-Bud, Cliff Branch. It's about damn time, dude. Jeez.
I agree with that one. Yep.
But anyway, I'll take us away from the sports ball stuff there, bro.
It's okay.
I've never seen that, Nick.
And Nick, a quick question there. So you went to a wedding with a purple suit and a beard. Did anyone think you were a pimp for any minute?
I don't know. I show up at the wedding party and got drunk and created memories that I don't remember, but I gave to others. So,
it sounds like Nick to me.
Yeah. That's what I did. Like I showed up with one of my buddies. You got to guess? I'm like, yeah, I got to guess. Yeah, I got this guy from the west side of Chicago. He's coming with me. We're coming high style and profile and Rick
and from the west side of Chicago. Come on.
Oh, yeah. I brought a west side guy with me. And, dude, we came in there. We saw, we conquered. We were drinking everywhere. We were taking all the cigars. Dude, I was doing leaping lizards type of madness. So I was feeling good. And yes, like I said, that photo on my Instagram dates back around summer 2018. I remember it was around like July or August of 2018 because I remember I was just like, everyone's like, dude, these two dudes, you couldn't mistake them at the wedding. It was one of those things. At that wedding, you knew who those two were. But anyways, I see Dragon Master 360 says, wedding, when are you going to tie the Blake? All I got to say to that is stay tuned.
Ooh, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Stay tuned. That's where I end that. Anyway,
if I can offer some romantic suggestion on this Valentine's Day weekend, my wife and I, we don't celebrate Valentine's Day, but there is one day a year we actually celebrate together. And as a semi-professional ex-hockey player that I was, I bow down to we talked about football already. Super Bowl weekend is something that my wife and I, it used to be in the good old days. I used to invite all the boys over. We used to have a party at my place. We used to have, the wings, the beer and everything. And I had a big screen. I had an entertainment room and I still do, I should say. I have an entertainment room with a big screen. And we used to watch the Super Bowl every Super Bowl Sunday with the boys. And then several years ago, we kind of fell out of that. And my wife was like, what's all this hullabaloo about? What's all this, this thing? So we started a tradition, her and I together. We spend the day together. We get wings. We order pizza. We have all kinds of the fixins. Because it's our day to cheat. Because we're very athletic. Both of us are very athletic and in great shape for our middle ages, let's just say. And so what happened is she loves the show. She loves the commercial. She loves the halftime show. She loves the whole spectacle. And I like the game. And whether or not I appreciate the team or not that's playing, we always have a chance. We sit down, we have some drinks, we have some wings, we have some pizza, and we just have a great time.
Nice.
And it's a bonding experience for us because, I'm the athlete guy and she's the not. But I think that what's happened over the years is she's grown to love it almost as much as me.
Wow.
And I think it's really because we had a chance. We talk, we laugh, we're like, "Oh, that was a stupid play," or "He's an idiot," or whatever. And we have a great time just kind of bonding together, and that's
Amazing.
become a tradition that we've had for like 10 years. So
Yeah, hate over a player that messes up always gets a couple together.
right? So it's just one of those things where it's something you can share together, and I think that's what's important for marital bliss out there. And because don't worry, there are plenty of romantic comedies that I'm going to have to suffer through in the next several weeks. But it's a give and take, right? And that's what makes such a great relationship.
Sure.
And we have so much fun, and that's what I say out there to everybody. Whether it's whether it's comic books or pop culture or movies or whatever, we share that together. She has her likes that we share in, and I have my likes that I share in, and it's that sharing, I think, that brings us closer together. And that's why she's my true love. She will always be my one and only. And and it's taken me a few years to get to her, and through thick and thin. And just for all of you guys out there and all you girls out there, don't worry, there's someone out there for you. You just have to find them. And remember, it's all about compromise, sharing, and enjoying each other's likes and dislikes. So hey, that's my speech for the night.
No, that's a great speech.
Man,
And if
I
it
wish
can
I had
happen
that.
to me, if it can happen to me, it can
That's
happen
great
to
to have,
you.
dude.
So that's my speech. If it can happen to me, it can happen to you. Because
I just
look
wish
at
I
me as
had
the
that.
minimum.
Really,
I'm the
it
bare
is a dream
minimum
of mine.
measure.
Just find a sweet girl, have a good life. That's my dream. Just live in peace.
I
I'm
go
too
to
old.
Pattaya.
I'm too old for all that, but I wish all you younger guys who don't have it to get it.
You're never too old, Bobby. Let me
Oh, I
tell
am.
you, she's
Believe me,
just
You're
around
never
the
too
corner.
old to find love, man.
It's never going to happen to
Never
me.
too old.
But I'm immune. It's just a different situation. But I really hope you all experience it, because if you haven't, it's a wonderful thing.
He'll come to you like
See,
a brick
look at-
wall. Trust me.
Look
All
at
right.
Sherry. She looks so beautiful. Look at that. Look at that.
I'm gonna lead off with some showing off.
Lead off, show off night, folks. Show and tell.
Straight up, bro. So
All right, bro.
I
Let's see what
scored
you
some.
got.
I scored some sweet action figures today. A friend of mine at work had some stuff that was in the box he never got rid of. I'm like, dude, do you want it? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, I'm willing to give you money for it, and he did bring the figures, and I gave him the money. And
All right. Hit me.
I got this Jango Fett here from Attack of the Clones still in the packaging, which I'm going to take out of the box right here, right now, after I show off my Phantom Menace Yoda with the chip and the throne as well. Yeah. So
All right.
I got these suckers. I'm like, bro, I remember, especially like from this line of figures, these are huge. Back in 99, these were huge. Because they all had the chip that you had to put on the Comtech reader. That
that's
Comtech reader.
right.
Yeah, that was a huge deal to have that. So I'm like, man, I may have to start scouting the eBays. But there's R2D2, Yoda, C3PO, Senator Palpatine, Rick
I have a
Ollie.
Darth Maul in that packaging, but I don't see him on the back of your thing there.
It could be maybe
Different
a
line,
different
I guess.
line. Yeah, different run, because this just has 10 characters. Watto, I remember Watto, Destroyer, Droid, Rune Hako, Darth Sidious. Yeah, there's 10 figures. And you obviously know, guys, it was Star Wars. And it was far more than just 10 figures. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was huge back then. It was
the
doing
Phantom Menace promotions were huge back
Yes, sir.
then.
well. Yes,
And dude, I mean, come on, Jango Fett.
sir.
I mean, bro, I just was like, I have to. So these are all the ones where they like swung their weapons and such. So I was like all
Does
in
his
on
head
that.
come off? Like, does this where you could have next with Mace Windu chopping his head off?
Dude, if only, man, that would be something. So okay, another thing I got is my buddy Philbo Baggins. He obviously, you just saw him in the chat a few minutes ago. He works Friday nights, But he and a buddy of his named Gary, they have a little indie comic shop, or comic company, Monarch Comics, and they made this story, United Forces, and issues 1 and 2, and Gary does the writing, and what's it
kick-ass
called?
covers.
Phil does the pencils, and this is a concept about this cemetery caretaker who's, well, he just has a life mission that kind of goes backwards, and a dead man gives him a magical orb that turns into many things up to and including a chainsaw, and it's a zombie. He's got to get away from zombies, and he runs into a certain legendary thrash metal singer from the band Overkill while that's happening, and also he goes into a concert, and so it's zombies, it's metal, and it's fun. And
What
there's
company?
also
What company was
Monarch. I posted the link in the private chat.
that? I haven't even seen that before. I didn't see that
You have
one.
now. And then Mr. Phil here has his own story that he's doing called Leaf. So I'll post. I'm gonna actually we'll post.
Any
them,
chances to see one page from the inside?
This is carried in comic shops.
We're gonna. I do not know, but I'm gonna show you
It
guys.
looks like at the bottom you have little spaces for the UPC button there.
So okay, so let's go. Here's United Forces here, and I'll show off some pages too. But obviously, issue 2 available. Yeah, add to cart. Issue 1 available now. Yeah, and look, here's
some good looking art.
A cemetery caretaker's midnight shift goes sideways when a dead man rises from his grave to give him a magical orb and a mission. To deliver the glowing orb to his grandson, Victor, only 2 things stand in his way. Victor Vetica is a reclusive, world-famous singer, and he currently resides in Nasny Hospital for the criminally insane for murdering a group of fans at one of his sold-out shows. That's why he's in prison. Yeah, that's why he's in prison. Because So you want to talk about the most metal thing to happen? And as he travels to a Nasny Hospital, the caretaker discovers he is being stalked by the dead, hence the zombies I mentioned. United Forces was this concept, and they got it from the band SOD from their album Speak English or Die. That's the song United Forces. And Phil would just
online for now.
So,
there you go.
But we'll look at some pages here. But I read these 2 issues. Well, they are very quick reads because I love having more content. They are very fun reads, so it makes up for that by being very fun. And dude, it's just such a fun book to look at, and it's just fun to read. And the fact that he's going through all this mayhem, and you want to talk about it, it's got some brutality. So, but it's fun. It's very fun book, and that's why I love it. It's very high energy. It's one of those books where I feel like when I read it, I have to turn on freaking Slayer or Exodus, put on volume 100, and just go
Metallica, maybe
with this book. If we're talking Kill 'Em All, sure, we could talk Kill 'Em All. I'm one of those guys. I'm but here, Phil though here is each backside of the issue is also an issue of Leaf. And Leaf,
nice.
Yeah. As the synopsis is the time of the Magicus Mutatio, a time of change. Technology is slowly giving way, and magic is returning to the world. Orc cab drivers, brothels run by sirens, dwarves work in sewers, and goblin street gangs run wild. Oh, I can emphasis on the goblin street gangs, dude. And a lone vigilante stalks the streets of New York hunting for
goblin street gangs.
This drug called Mage gives users more than just a fleeting high. Welcome to New York of 2086. And this is
I thought it was
book that he writes. And once again, another book that's absolutely bombastic in concept, but a lot of fun as well. And there's obviously some wild violence, but it's not like you're reading a Zack Snyder story where it's just it's dark. It's obviously you can tell the book is still very colorful. It's intense, but it's fun. And each issue of the United Forces comes with, on the other side, an issue of Leaf. And I will verify the receipts to show you guys that right now. So let's get this bad boy out.
Well, as long as it isn't Alan Moore levels or Robert Kirkman, we're good.
It sounds like it's right up your alley, brother.
Oh, yeah, and Leaf right here.
Yeah.
So...
what a creative way to promote 2 books at the same time.
Oh, I know. Because if you look too, like we're at the concert scene, you got all the stickers of all the bands playing, and there's the
cool.
chainsaw coming to life too. That from an orb, might I add, from a freaking orb. That orb turned into a bloody chainsaw. So obviously, guys, the link I just showed off the website, and yeah, you got bands performing. You got the dude slaying zombies even at a concert. So the mosh pit basically becomes a death pit. So obviously, yeah, this
it's
book
on that moment. It's on a
It
scene
really
like that
is.
where you just literally put on some kick-ass rock music and just read the pages as it goes.
Yeah, this was issue number 2 of United Forces and Leaf. And once again, here's the cover for that. Yeah, it's a rock and roll book with zombies. So it's fun. Oh, it's very fun, and I definitely give this a recommend. I definitely strongly recommend it. It's once again
Nice.
just a good fun read. I'm backed at Kickstarter, and I'll post the link actually in the chat so people can check out Mr. Phil's work, whether it's on the art or with the pencils. And then, Phil, I appreciate you sending me that stuff. It's awesome. And I will be reading it shortly. I can't wait for issue number 3s of each issues.
Yeah, huge shout out to Philbo Baggins in the chat. That's awesome, man.
Well done, Bilbo. Congrats, buddy.
All right.
Yeah,
MVP,
we
you got
gotta
anything you want to share?
Oh, sure. If we're on the topic of indie comics, this came in the mail this week, and that was pretty cool. Blue Bombshell. Look at that, smoking hot. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, go
very
ahead.
cool.
Real quick. Yeah.
Wave it a little bit.
Man,
Yeah, wave it. Oh, toxic.
look
Very
at that.
The
Yeah.
beauty of toxic masculinity
All right.
and the male gaze right there.
Yes, sir.
So that's Blue Bombshell. Don't mind the focus
I was
little
gonna say,
dial
you
here.
got a sniper
Yeah.
after you? You got a sniper on you?
It's just it's trying to focus on the comic book and not my dumb face. So but yeah, so that was pretty cool. Came with a little card in the back. But yeah, man, that like these indie comics are huge, and like what Philbo is doing, like what this was from Mandy Summers, who also wrote Pirate Queen.
A woman
So-
did something that toxic? Dear
Yeah.
God, the world must be going insane.
She's
So but yeah, no, she does Pirate Queen, she did Blue Bombshell, and she does a couple other ones too. But Mandy's great. She's part of she is part of Comicsgate, and so a lot of people are automatically
then that means
just
it's
kinda
obviously
go,
going to be good.
yeah. But I flipped through Blue Bombshell. It is toxic, and I love it. So it's
Nice.
great. And then this one was kind of cool. Punisher Batman.
Ooh.
okay.
So written by the
Wait,
great.
is that an actual?
Yeah, actual
I thought
book.
the only crossover he ever had with a Marvel character was the one with Daredevil and the Hulk.
Who? Batman?
Mm,
No,
Yeah.
There's a Spider-Man one. There's a ton of them.
Yeah, the one with Spider-Man and the Kingpin. Yeah, but it was only 3. I never thought he worked with the Punisher.
Hey Max, who wrote that issue of Punisher and Batman?
So actually, the great Chuck Dixon wrote this one.
Oh.
And the cool thing is that he's written both Punisher and Batman, so he knows the characters like nobody's business. And then it was drawn by John Romita Jr. and inked by Klaus Janson. So it's got like an all-star lineup here.
That
and,
is an
let me-
all-star lineup.
Let me show you guys my favorite splash page here.
Now I want to say that's
Boom.
like 94. Is that
Something like that.
94?
Basically 90s, early to mid
It's gotta
90s.
be 90s because that was a time when DC and Marvel were kind of almost buddy. Remember those issues that came out where they were doing the crossovers? That had to be like
Yeah, those were the
amalgam.
good old days.
They were doing those. They were doing amalgam, and eventually led to JLA Avengers and stuff.
Oh, I
like that.
love that Batman.
That close.
That's
the
the
JLA
gray
Avengers was the
suit
best of them
Batman.
all.
That's the best Batman costume right there. That gray suit, classic Batman.
I like that one.
Yep.
But I don't remember about that one or not, Max. But I remember seeing it all over the place. So I can't say I bought it because at the time I was probably not buying almost anything DC. I think I was mad at DC or something. But anyway.
And Rudy.
And I never
and
was a Punisher
Rudy-
guy. So
And Rudy, I agree with you, man. I love that Silver Surfer statue that MVP has.
Oh
Of course.
yeah,
That's badass.
Yeah. Yeah, the Silver Surfer's great. And then of course the Punisher one that I got here. Yeah, there's some really great ones, and I can't take credit for they're not custom or anything. They're just either Sideshow or XM Studios. They're licensed studios ones, but they're all beautiful and
I
look
fail to
great, so.
still see the issue with everything you just said. Like you own them, they're yours. Take the win, Max. Gosh.
I've never been able to pick out which one is my favorite though. That's the tough
I can
part.
pick a favorite of the ones on your behind. I'll pick my favorite right now. I bet you already guessed what it was. So
I bet
no
I know
suspense
too.
there. Oh my!
I think it's.
Yeah.
I think you're going this one.
Yeah, I think that was pretty easy, wasn't it? Slow hanging
Yeah.
fruit right there. That's one of the greatest Superman statues I've ever seen, man.
That is impressive. I know where mine is. Mine is that one guy who wears red.
Daredevil.
Oh, dude. I kind of freaked the hell out for a.
No, I love
when
that.
see
That's
Daredevil.
Love it.
Don't get me wrong, Superman's killer, but for me, I guess I give Superman. Maybe Superman or Silver Surfer would battle for number 2, but Daredevil just like
The Daredevil one is great, and it's not like super padded, and it's not like armor. It's like the classic like leather uniform. That's like more.
God, I miss leather uniforms.
It's more the Millar kind of era costume, I think.
Very, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great run, by the way.
Both are great, having Punisher and Daredevil right next to each other, because they both have the kind of church rooftop base going on. So it kind of looks like they're both standing in Hell's Kitchen, but so yeah, I agree though. The Silver Surfer is very epic. I think he's still on Sideshow, so if you guys do want the Silver Surfer statue, he should still be up there. But I love
the way, if you get the EX version, you get the little Frankie Rye.
Pablo.
The Frankie Rye part that comes with it too. I keep humming and hawing over that. That's my wish list.
For sure.
Howdy ho!
Hey Pablo,
You're too late.
Hi Pablo. How you doing, buddy? Hey, good to see you, man.
Hey, good to be here. And by the way, it's really, really good being able to do a South Park voice when South Park is fully back. If you are not watching it, please do it. They are doing a great job.
You seen the 2 episodes?
Yeah.
What?
South Park.
It was
is back.
hilarious.
Oh,
yeah, it's
especially
crazy.
Especially the second episode with Token. It was fantastically funny.
Oh, South Park.
Yeah,
you said
I didn't hear
Token.
what he said.
Once you said
South Park
Token, I knew.
I gotta say, if any of you always thought it was Token instead of Tolkien, I've lost respect for you guys.
No,
lost some respect.
No,
the fun part is that even in the video game, it's Token. This was
joke.
like them going with all the jokes that they could with that name, every single joke, including at the. Just watch the episode. Go and watch.
We shall.
Seriously, it is. We don't want to do spoilers. You guys got to go watch it fast.
We will.
It's very funny.
And I seriously will. But I want to get our boy Lord Thoth here a chance to explain this incredible Superman statue that involves the freaking Fortress of Solitude. Lord Thoth, what did you accomplish here with this, man? The floor is yours. Talk away.
Well, that's just that's a little. It's right beside me here, actually, as I'm talking to you right now. It's in my study. I have a desk there, and I have. You can see the Colonial Viper. You can see, of course, Orville is right beside it. It's hard to see on the far right, but I also have my crew. I have Picard, Data, and the Doctor. Unfortunately, my Captain Janeway hasn't come yet for some reason. I think it's still stuck between China and California on some boat somewhere. But I got this. I put in a pre-order several years ago. Actually, it's kind of funny because it's been like 2 years waiting for this. It's number 131 out of 500. They a limited edition, but it's him flying up from the Fortress of Solitude. He's got 4 different heads. So he's got the classic cut, which is what you see right now, the haircut. He's got a classic cut with the his heat vision starting to go, his eyes glowing red,
Ooh,
and then he's got the
nice.
modern one. You know that one where they had the Death of Superman, where he has the long curly locks, and
The
so he's
mullet.
got the 2 versions of that as well.
Nice.
But
The mullet.
I would not buy a Superman statue unless it was the classic
Mhm.
Superman costume. Yeah, I know he's got his drawers out on the outside. He's got his,
No.
his,
Dude.
That's perfect.
The trunks are iconic.
Yeah,
right.
They
exactly.
show Superman at his best.
I agree.
And
And
you
you
know
know-
they
It's a cut right there, and as soon as I saw that, I had to order it, and I just been waiting with bated breath, and it came like it got dropped off at my doorstep yesterday, and it's this huge box for such a small statue. But I appreciated that. Yeah, I love it. It is actually probably one of my, if not, well, it's probably in my top 3 statues that I have. I love my classic Browns Logan Wolverine statue.
Yeah.
I do love my Darth Talon, the master of the dark side of the Force Sith statue. I like that one too. But boy, I tell you, he's in a position of honor right now, because every time I come into my study now, before I go to work or before I come online or do whatever, every morning I walk in and he's right there as I walk in through the door. And it really, really, it gives me that boost that I need, right? Truth, justice, the American way, and that's what I always think of when I think Superman, is that classic costume.
Dude, well said. So I gotta ask, since you put this in this room that you say that sounds like a room where you go to get away, is this room your fortress of solitude?
It is indeed. It is my fortress of solitude. I actually have a big display case right beside me. It's about 1,000 hero clicks, and it's got the old Eaglemoss figures. I've got Dr. Fate, I've got Captain America, I've got Superman, Green Lantern, I've got a Hal Jordan statue here, I've got all the Legion of Superhero hero clicks that have ever been published. I've got the big one of Validus right here beside me. I love it.
Nice. You got that one.
You know, it's
Dude, you
yeah,
got to turn on your camera and show us
Fortress.
a little bit of that.
I should do that sometime.
Yeah, man. I think the only thing that makes that doesn't make the Superman statue that I have in here like absolutely 100% perfect, like absolutely nothing wrong with it, is that the base is from the Batman Hush storyline, the Jim Lee and
Okay.
but if the base was that Fortress of Solitude base that you have, I think that would make like the ultimate, because I actually do like his positioning here that you have on the statue. It's like a position of power and strength, but also of like honor, and like almost like he's holding back a bit, because he knows that if he does unleash his entire strength, he could really, screw some stuff up. So, but yeah, I love the pose. I love the statue in general. I think you got a good pre-order there, brother. I think it looks great in the office or in your study.
He looks
Thanks, man.
Olympian.
Well said, man. Well said. I
Yeah.
agree 100%. His pose is, he's ready for action. But yeah, you're right, man. That if he unleashed his full might, he could cause a lot of destruction. And
He could blow up the planet.
yeah, he's just. That's why I love that character so much. That it's that restraint, that discipline. I think
Yeah.
as veterans, we can appreciate that restraint and that discipline, because we know
Mhm.
what it means to hold back, to want to just unleash your anger and your hate, and in those moments, that's when it really is important to show that restraint and show that almost kindness, right? That ability to be able to resist that temptation to cause that evil and that harm to others. And that's why every time I see a comic book with him in it, and it's him rescuing the cat from the tree, or protecting somebody where the building is crumbling around them, and he's looking down at them with a smile, and he's like, "Are you okay?" Like those are the moments that really
Dude,
enshrine
exactly,
that
man.
character.
That's the thing. Superheroes need to smile. They don't do that anymore. They need to smile to tell everything's gonna be
Well,
okay.
Yeah, they don't have. There's no hope, unfortunately, with modern characters. There's a lot of kind of doom and gloom. But this does kind of remind me
It's like
almost
they're
now.
just a step away from putting a bullet in their own heads.
Well, yeah, that was Heroes in Crisis from Tom Taylor,
Yeah.
or
Oh.
yeah, Tom
Yeah.
Taylor, where
Oh
the
God, don't
superheroes
remind
were,
me.
which initially sounded like a good idea, because it's superheroes that have this place called Sanctuary, and it's kind of like a place where they can go to get therapy a bit. But then that was all the storyline was, and it was just all these superheroes like crying and going through like PTSD. And it
Dude,
was like,
it's
oh my
Tom.
God,
My
this
wife
was,
cheats on me, Taylor. What were you
yeah,
expecting?
it was brutal. Well, this was right after like his Batman run, and so people were still on board. And then he came out with this, and it was like, oof. But yeah, Claudia's LT was talking about Soups and that statue. It kind of almost looks like Soups coming out of the Fortress of Solitude in the graphic novel that we reviewed the other couple weeks back. Because
does.
he's coming out of the Fortress
love
of
it.
Solitude. When who shows up? The evil like League of
The Legion of Supervillains showed up.
super villains. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
And they show up, and he finds out about Lana and Crypto, and he like flies
hurt
out
Lana?
of that fortress. Yes.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, such a great
we
scene.
need to,
But
we need to review those other two stories soon, man.
yeah, right. So
Oh, you guys got to link it back up again real soon.
yeah.
Nick, I have
Lightning
some
Lord,
books-
Cosmic King, Saturn Queen, like the original Legion of Supervillains. Do you know that comic that you guys reviewed? I was listening to that whole stream that you guys did
Oh,
with rapt
thanks, man.
attention because I absolutely love that issue. That's one of my
Mhm.
issues that I have that I've always kind of wanted to CGC slab, but the problem is then I would never be able to read it again. And I go back probably every 5, 6, 7 years and kind of flip through that comic because that's one of the greatest comics of all time, man.
Oh God,
That's
yeah.
got to be in my top 25 because it's such a acknowledgement of how great that character is to the mythos, the comic book mythos, and wow, it was a great stream, guys.
Well, thanks, man. I really enjoyed it, and of course, MVP is great to stream with, and he's great. He was extraordinary for that. So we got to do the other two stories.
It was all you guys. Hang on one sec, guys.
No, you're good, man. So, okay, before I get on to close showing off clubby stuff, GAP Stargate says, "Hey, old Nick Weiser, new sub here. Well, thank you for showing up and thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. And cheers." And I was going to say cheers and beers, but I'm drinking whiskey. But if you're even drinking water and you're straight edge, that's cool too. Welcome and thank you for joining us on the Comic Shop Talk on Friday night. Clobberin, go for it. And also, I see the Ginger Ninja. What's up, Ginger? Nice to see you, man. Oh, my God.
It's beautiful.
Well, I don't know if I've showed any of these here before. So
No, you have
forgive
not.
me if I have.
No.
This is just some random crap I got for just a few things. And
Dude.
You got more Superman stuff than me.
I love that
this is
Thor,
nothing.
man.
yeah, that Thor statue there. I don't think I have a big shot of it in here because I've got a bunch of other stuff. But back when The Walking Dead first became a TV show, everyone was going nuts over it. I was tired of the comic. I stopped reading it. I was actually buying it way before it became a show.
Oh, dude, you did so well on stopping.
Well, I had
Got to
almost
admit
every issue from like 20 something to like 80 something. And so the guy at the comic shop, guy I knew that used to buy comics for me, he was talking about, what do you want for him and stuff like that. And we were trying to hash it out. And I says, that Thor statue will do it. And there were the issues of that crap were really starting to go up. And he probably did well for the time, but now they're probably worth nothing. But I was like,
oh, absolutely.
$300 some odd bastard. That's not that picture there. It's not doing it justice. But most of this is just Batman and Superman stuff. I don't know how Robbie the Robot and Thor got on there. I was moving crap around. So,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I walked in on, but that Thor statue and that Superman one with him punching across his chest like that, those two are beautiful.
some Batman, some Supes, and some other stuff too. Like, see if you'll notice. Well, there'll be other pictures of them. I got a Kirby Superman. I got a Swan Superman. I got Schuster Superman. I got a Mego one there. Well, let's see here.
I always enjoy the Schuster Superman design.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Hold up! Whoa! Look at the Superman one to that one to the left, dude, right by the Action Comics comic. Dude,
Big one there.
Yeah,
That's Kurt Swan. That's from the Kurt Swan line. They had a bunch of different lines back in the 2000. See that Superman pillow behind the back there with the Bundle Adams? That's great. That's
dude.
What's your favorite iteration, Clavi? Like, I know Kurt Swan is your favorite artist on Superman, but do you have like a favorite iteration of him where he like either a creative team or a certain look? Because the same Superman that we've seen for the past, however many years, 75 years or so, was killed in Death of Superman. So is that, or I guess, excuse me, sorry, whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow. So is that your definitive one then, or?
For me, Swan, inked by Murphy Anderson, is definitive, although Perez inking him on that one was beautiful as well. Garcia Lopez, Gil Kane, Neil Adams, there are a few of them, but Swan, no one, Swan is top for me.
Okay.
But Perez and other versions, of course, are just, fantastic. So
nice.
All right.
A couple shots.
GAP Stargate asks, is that a Big Jack Superman? I don't know. Make of that what I don't know what he means by Big Jack.
Let's see here. I'm not sure which one he means. I do have a Jack Kirby one coming up.
Oh, all right. Well, stay tuned, GAP.
There's Kingdom Come.
Ooh,
dude, that
Love
Kingdom
that
Come
one.
is good.
There's more coming up. These are all out of
the
order.
Legion. No, it's okay, dude. Take your time.
This is my if you see the set up there, that's the Maddie Collector Bronze Age Legion set that came out that about a year and a half before a buddy of mine told me that it was coming out, the ones in the box that you see there. Yeah. And I remember I had to sneak off from work, go home this is 2011 or something, 2012. And you had to wait for them to go on sale. Keep clicking the thing, refreshing. And about half an hour, they were all gone. It was like $180 for the whole set. And about a half hour, you couldn't get them anymore. And then start seeing them a few months later at cons for $300 and $400. Now they're $300 and $400 still.
$500 on eBay. I've been looking.
Oh, crazy!
Oh my God!
I want to get a set of that.
500.
I have one of the figures, but I don't have the Legion headquarters. Right? That's the big
the headquarters thing. And the thing is, at the bottom, though, the ones at the bottom aren't from that set. They're from the old ones that did years before. That's the Silver Age Legion. So in the box set, you got bronze. In the bottom, you have silver. Then you have some of those to the left, the PVCs of the Smallville group, Superboy and Clark Kent. And there's Mon-El, and there's Luther back there. And there's even, Lana Lang and Ma and Pa Kent. At the top, you have more PVCs of the Silver Age Legion. And then on the side, you have various, for the DC Direct line. So I'm a Legion freak, of course. So there's Kirby Superman right there.
If you guys watched Comic Book Men back when Kevin Smith was actually, still one of us and a fan and a nerd and all that good stuff, Comic Book Men was the show of Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash, the comic book shop that Kevin Smith owns. Sure. And the show was essentially about people coming into the shop and selling something cool to these guys that then they could sell. And one of the items I remember was that Legion of Superheroes headquarters.
Really?
Someone, wow. Someone had either brought in to sell to them or that they had on display and someone wanted it to buy. But that was the first time I'd ever seen it. And it looks beautiful, man. It's super cool. So.
I have other pictures where that box folds up into the Legion Clubhouse. Stuff like that. Of course, here you go. One of my favorites is the middle there. You see the composite Superman in the middle of Superman and Batman. Yeah. One of my favorite Superman villains. Legion villains, sort of. And this is a blurry picture, but it kind of fits because it's Golden Age. Golden Age soups and very first soups, very first bat.
Yeah. I like how you have lined up together.
How about a Batman popcorn maker? My daughter got that from me Christmas year before last.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm still using it.
All right. Grudy is asking, is that the Corgi Toys Batmobile?
Lone Ranger and Tonto, was it the same?
It is?
Not the Corgi. One of them, no, it's not a Corgi, but you'll see a better picture of it in a minute.
Okay. Stay tuned, Rudy.
These are from Captain
Was it
Action.
Tonto or Tontine?
Tonto. Remember Captain
Okay.
Action? I don't know if you guys are familiar old enough to remember that, but there was a big line of toys in the 60s where you could buy this guy named Captain Action. And then you could buy, I don't know how back then with the licensing, the way it was confusing, but you could buy Superman outfit for him. You could buy Batman, every Flash, Gordon, buy all the, and Lone Ranger, all these different ones. Well, I couldn't afford those are too much for my blood. But in the 90s, they did these really nice reproductions of a bunch of them. And I bought a bunch of them. They're big, and they came with just the costume individually with the figure itself. I got Captain Action. I got a bunch of them. Green Hornet, Flash Gordon. And this, if you were wondering why there's a Lone Ranger with a red outfit, it's because he wore red only in the old radio shows that he first appeared in. And they did one based on that. I'm a big Lone Ranger fan, so and that's, those guns are awesome. Okay, this is a 40s Batmobile. I love this thing. But this thing's heavy too. It's made of very heavy metal.
Really?
It's made of
look at
metal.
that.
Is
Finn,
diecast?
that's cool.
Dude.
And I think it was by Corby. Corgi. It might have been by Corgi. I can't remember this. But it's not a small toy. But it's a big one. Some
Man,
more
look at the
Batman
leg
stuff.
muscles on those Robins.
Yep.
More Kirby soups and Schuster soups and more soup stuff. I just put these are all out of order. That's kind of grainy picture right there, but yeah, I love the front of that with the bat on the front. And see, that's you see my gigantic lawn garden gnome Batman there. See how big that sucker is,
dude.
So it's a pretty big car.
You got people just kind of freaking out in the chat. Dragon Master, D-Bud, Rudy. Everyone's kind of freaking out right now. I love it.
Earth 2 Robin. I love the Earth 2 Robin costume.
Ooh.
For me, this is what Dick Grayson was supposed to be. That's why on Earth 2, I liked him when he became an adult Robin. That's the second Earth 2 Robin costume. I never liked him becoming Nightwing. I was one of the ones that didn't like that, but I was
really? Oh, I
hated
it. When he became
I was
Nightwing.
pissed off when he got in that disco Nightwing outfit in the mid 80s. This is what he should have been.
I hate the suit in the 80s. I love his suit after, though, from 90s and onwards. I love the suit in the 90s.
Look, they say that it was weird that he had the shorts, but let's be honest, it's better with that way. This
was the adult one. Well, I love this one because it's the second one for the Golden Age one, but I love it because of it looks more of an adult version of just as the way he grew up before he became Nightwing, and they took the name Nightwing. They took the name Nightwing from an old when
Superman,
when Kal-El and Jimmy Olsen would go into the Battle City of Kandor, Nightwing and Flamebird.
Yep, mythology of Krypton, and that's part of why I like it. That's an interesting debate, Claw, because I, growing up in that age too, I love the Earth 2 Robin. I love that whole story. I love the where you have the different ways that Batman went versus the Earth 1 Batman and Batgirl and Robin and the Huntress and all of that, and that's a really cool storyline. But I always have had a soft spot for Nightwing because I liked how he looked up to Superman, and that Superman kind of became a mentor.
Why. Yep.
So you have the two dichotomies of the darkness and the light. You have Superman and Batman, and how
that's a good point.
And how Dick Grayson kind of grew up, and when he got to the point where Batman's way wasn't his way anymore, he really couldn't be Robin anymore, and he kind of said, "Well, who do I look up to? Who do I try to bring into Gotham, like that light from the darkness?" You have Batman is going to always be the Dark Knight, but I think that Robin's kind of become the Light Knight, where he took the example that Superman told him from the mythology of Kandor and the mythology of Krypton, and said, "Hey, there's these two characters that I kind of grew up with," and then bang, he said, "You know what? I am inspired by this character called Nightwing and what he did for the people of Krypton. So I'm going to throw this costume on. It's going to be black. It's going to have that blue Nightwing symbol. He's going to go with the Eskrima sticks. I actually like that, where he kind of got away from the batarangs and the Batman tools and had his own tools.
And had his own city call his own with Bloodhaven.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is just me. This might just be just me, but I think that's why he's Batman's greatest success, because he's not Batman. He's his own man.
Yeah, he really is his own man.
But
And
the
quote, eternally reborn to start anew, was his quota when going forward with the Nightwing, because obviously he grew up being with Batman, but he was so inspired by Superman. So he started off in this reborn way and started fresh, which is what makes that quote so great. I love the suit. I love he's got that. He's so much more charming as a personality, too, when he's out there patrolling Bloodhaven. He's just so happy and optimistic. He loves being a hero, and I love seeing that. But carry on, Bob.
I love that. You know, the tragedy about this Batman, this really big Batman statue you see here?
Yeah.
Is I didn't get the Superman one that was the same size.
But come on, it kind of makes sense. Batman will always be giant.
The mid-90s, this was on sale at, remember the old Warner Brothers store?
Yeah.
And there was a Superman one. You just had to find it. And at one store, we found one of them. A buddy of mine was able to get it, and I was not. God, I would love that. It was the same damn size. Could you imagine?
That would be so
still
cool.
Got that one, though.
But the Batman one is pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
I just want to note that shade of Batman, you know, the gray and blue, is the one that
blue
pops
guy.
more. Yeah, it pops every single time. So for statues, it's goddamn awesome.
It's just like Superman with the red trunks. Those two characters are so they just bring me back to a better time when I look at those, and I get taken back to comic books in the 60s and 70s and even the 80s. Those characters were just so awesome.
And
That Clubby, that was awesome, man.
The trunks were a last minute decision. Literally. They were going with a full blue body, and they decided to decided to get something to contrast and to cut the designs on. They went with the it's not the strong man. I forget the name of the guys that used to even wrestle and lift weights and everything on the circus. So it's basically that, but it's perfect. And when I see the new versions of Batman or Superman without the trunks, I just don't like it. Even I got I think it's a new 52 toy of Batman. I had to draw the trunks. I had to actually use and spray and customize it because it looks awful without the trunks.
Yeah, it's not Superman. It really is not. I'm gonna read this post here, and then we gotta announce a little exiting for a certain panelist. Nick Weiser I will finally finish PT for my bicep in March. Congratulations. But the real news is, as of January 7th, Pat's Aaron Fisher retired. Dude, come up to Illinois so we can get some Pizza Man Award. Come on.
Congrats,
You're retired. Man. You got time, dude. And you and I, we've eaten together. We've eaten good together. We spent triple digits on money eating together. So let's do it again. Let's do it again, Man Award. Come on. I want to do this, dude. All right. Love you, man. Anyways, our boy here, MVP, has to go because, well, he's got a life, guys. So man,
somebody has to have
one. Yeah, we honestly kind of started a little later than the usual today.
We started at the same time. But anyways, MVP, the floor is yours. And guys, before he plugs in, his link to his channel is in the description.
Ooh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for having me. Hold on one sec. There we go.
Man,
Sometimes my camera likes to do that on me. But yeah, no, thanks again for having me, brother. I always feel bad that I have to dip out early, but tomorrow I'll be with Wes over at the Aficionados, and I still have probably like 10 different articles to read on Marvel and DC stuff that's going on. So unfortunately, I got to dip out and say bye to you wonderful, wonderful gentlemen. But before I do, I've been going through just kind of fun like 90s comics. So if you guys want a cheap, fun 90s comic, Prophet.
I love that fun. Prophet run.
Oh, and, someone else knows it.
Yeah. And then some of my favorite art from the era from Stephen Platt, Soul Saga. Just a really fun kind of
Top Cow.
like fantasy sci-fi. Yeah, that Top Cow stuff. Like you won't get better artwork than these runs. Super fun. Platt stuff does some incredible artwork. So yeah, and they're pretty cheap on eBay. Like Profit is not running for a lot of money right now. So, but I will end with that. Thank you guys as always for having me on. It's always fun to look at everyone's collection, and see what you guys have, because it gives us like a better look into your world and your collection, and it's just so rad. Because all my stuff is more modern, but I love to see the old classic, like old Batman cowl, that you have on there, Klobby, and the old figures that you have, LT. Like, yeah, they're so rad. So I appreciate it, guys.
Great to see you, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, peace, dude.
Hey,
buddy.
MVP, as always, anytime I can get you, whether it's the full panel or half the panel, you're always welcome. I always appreciate it. And I think we gotta find a way to get Wes on here. I'm just saying, maybe you should be like, hey, Wes. Because I know Doc. I've gotten a new Doc recently, so
good. Okay,
I've been in touch with Doc, so Doc is going to be on here soon. So that's going to happen soon.
Good,
I'm just saying, it's time we gotta start. Maybe we could like have some crossover. So is all I'm saying. So
absolutely, man. Yeah, Doc is fantastic. He has some hot takes.
Yeah, he does. He might be on here next week, and if he is, oh boy, prepare.
I can't wait, dude. That'll be awesome. And yeah, I would definitely I'll see if I can reach out to Wes and see what his like best way of communication is or whatever. Because he's very, at least when I reached out, he was super receptive, and all those guys on those panels are very well spoken, know what they're talking about, and it's really fun. So but yeah, guys, always a pleasure to be here. And I will look forward to seeing you guys soon. So,
all right, dude. Take care, man. Thank you.
Take care.
Night.
Peace, bro.
Cheers and beers.
Be safe.
And then there was the 5. There was the 5, and the drink.
Yeah, an ancient Egyptian god of knowledge from Canada, a crazy guy from God knows how, smoking weed somewhere in the South America, a man who's an endless bottom of food and clobbering times. Yeah, this is a fun one.
Well,
yes, it is.
We'll have to make it fun.
I want to bring up something. I think it was Lord Thoth who mentioned it earlier. Or was it MVP? But it was about Superman, and like I love seeing the panel, those little moments in time where he's just being a regular superhero, no villains involved, just doing little like stuff around town. It's almost like a voluntary community service type of deal. Yeah. I'm a sucker for that type of stuff. I'm like, yes, that's the most Superman thing ever. Like, as we have always made mention from the cliche reference of, the kitten on the tree type of thing. It's just like, it's the ultimate feel good moment. Like, I'm like, man, if there's like a Superman movie filled with good feel good moments with the side of an ass kicking to a villain, bro, every fiber.
I don't even know, why does every superhero movie need to be just fighting some dude, or why don't we just go back to the old stories where it was just dealing with a problem by other means? I mean, I would love to see an adaptation of Peace on Earth.
Oh, dude,
that would be great. I was just thinking of that, man. Finner, there you go.
Yeah, seriously,
I would love to see it done in that art style.
Yeah, just to have a good old comic of Superman just doing regular stuff I would love. I would love.
I mean, because let's be honest, they got to change the chemistry at some point, because it's always the same thing now with every single superhero movie. Just give us something different. Comic books have done different things. Do those things.
And there's different heroes that have different approaches. For example, if you have Batman, he is a tackle crime kind of superhero, but there's superheroes that have the power to stop a volcano, or superheroes that have the power to even turn the tides of tsunami. So have them do that. Have them show their power over nature, over reality itself. That is fun. That's why I want to see more superheroes containing bad guys. I love.
For example, I remember back in the day, there used to be adventures where superhero teams used to go and deal with ecological disasters and actually save people, stuff like that.
Remember that? That's by the way, an answer for Stargate. There, I seen those.
Yeah, I saw Gap mention this. This is for you, obviously.
Well, no, well, my buddy of mine, just bought those, the Flash Gordon and the Phantom one. He didn't get, I don't think got
You
me
want the
yet because
Phantom,
they
man.
kind of they're $30 for those suckers. I want them too.
Worth
Even though
it.
NECA stain, those toys are so fragile. But
Yeah,
they
but
look
there's
good.
no many Phantom anything.
Right, and as a Flash Gordon freak, I really want him, and I really want as a Phantom fan, I really want the Phantom and Ming. So you could. Right now, he says he found a couple $30 at Target. So it is.
They
Target.
need to do a Mandrake. I want a Mandrake.
They didn't do Mandrake, did they? Well,
No,
so
they
you're
did.
assuming they all should go along because it's Defenders of the Earth. I
Yeah.
mean, that show put them together. They don't really.
Hey, anybody remember? Hey, Clobby. I mean, you're a Flash Gordon fan, right?
Big time.
Okay. Do you remember the name of the Queen of the Wizard Men?
The Queen of the Wizard Men. The name of her, like
Yeah.
in the Alex Raymond strips. No,
Yeah. I've been trying to look for that for a long time.
And again, maybe I should, because it was about a year and a half ago. My buddy, the late great Mark C, and I, we did a whole show celebrating the 80 years of Flash Gordon. So,
Nick, show me.
So I don't know, but it's not
Pablo,
coming to
you
me.
missed it. You missed it.
You took it off the box. It's lost its value.
What you got there, dude?
I don't care. I took Jango Fett out of the box.
Dude, toys are for playing.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
but
took
still,
Jango Fett out of the
dude.
box. I don't care about the value. I
Yeah,
care
exactly.
about the ownership. It's all about the ownership for me, man. I am not the guy as far as like I'm so bad unapologetically with taking these things out, and
They need to be taken out of those boxes.
yeah, right. I gotta
Screw
get
the boxes.
the jetpack out. Yeah, here's the
They
jetpack.
want to go
Okay.
play.
All right, we're gonna zoom in on me for a second. We're gonna go back to where I come from. Here's Django's good old jetpack there.
Oh, there you go. That's tiny.
Yeah. Oh, look at that badass jetpack. Got the launcher too, so that's good. and now
Wait, is this the episode 2 line?
yes, Attack of the Clones. Yes, Attack of the Clones.
Awesome! I know that toy. Oh goddamn, I'm so envious.
Dude, what the frick? Oh my god, whatever they do in this packaging, they made it a royal pain in the ass.
Those bubble packaging, especially when they get old,
Yeah,
are a real pain in the ass.
they get really crispy.
Dude, what they do with this thing, I'm going to show you guys. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but they have the leg.
there you go.
If you look at the right leg, it's outer, and then it's inner, and then it's outer again. So out,
Yeah,
in, out.
Oh, wow.
What the hell
They make
were you
you
doing?
scared to tear them up when they get them. You got to almost mess the figure up to get them out.
And that's what I'm trying not to do. Like, I want this thing, and like, I've been drinking, obviously. The last thing I want to be doing is meddling drinking with me having complications. This is not
Right.
the life that I bargained for, guys. Not the life. You know what?
you know what I
I'm going to go cut this up. I'm going to get scissors. You guys carry the conversation.
Wrap
I'll be
you.
back in
We'll
a
take care of
minute.
You got you.
Dude,
Man.
I
Get some
hate in
scissors.
packaging. Sometimes they do these clamps that actually go with glue or something to the feet of the figure,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
you
really?
actually have to
Wow.
rip it. And sometimes it takes a bit of the paint or just damage
Oh,
the
my
plastic.
goodness.
Oh,
Who does that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
Yeah,
even
for-
the most expensive of figures, that molding and that bubbles are really annoying.
yeah, and I have this Iron Man statue on my back, right? You have
What?
seen it, so.
You ready?
But that one actually came with bolts to his feet, so he was bolted to the cardboard, and it was really
Ah.
stupid. I hate when manufacturers do something
Yeah.
that crazy.
It's always annoying
Yeah.
getting those things out of no matter what figure. If you're.
I know there's those
it's-
paper nuts that you actually cannot unturn.
Uh-huh.
The metal ones or the plastic and metal ones are easy to just bend and it's over. But the cardboard or paper ones are difficult to maneuver, and yeah. Just let me have fun with my toy.
Sure.
Guys, you will not believe the shit where we are at in my life. I'm gonna
Uh-oh.
show you guys. So
Wait,
I
you
cut
still
up,
couldn't
I
open it?
cut up a portion of this, and I'm getting success, so that's the good news.
Dude, how are you fighting this hard?
No, look, hold up. Look at that. That thing is on the other side. How am I not gonna cut that up? Are you freaking kidding me? 2002
Wow.
You see, this is how they get you. You see, this is how they get you. They do it impossibly, so you ruin it, and then you go buy another one.
Yep. And
That's
just
how they
let me
get you.
ask you, how much effort did the Chinese, I don't want to see kid, maybe lady, had to
It was a kid.
put into
It was
getting
most
the
likely a kid.
goddamn toy in
Yeah.
that? You know, it actually, they have to twist the figure. They actually have to bend the figure to get it on the packaging.
Well, let's be honest.
So
The
they can
majority of them
damage it.
probably been doing this for years, so they've probably gotten a mastery of it.
Yeah, but
The
if you
companies
have
that
both
put the
NECA,
packaging together are why emergency room nurses are so employed, because people start getting knives and scissors out and fingers get chopped and sliced, and you know, it's pretty crazy some of the packaging
God
that
damn
comes
it.
in.
I mean, who do we get
Yeah.
pissed at? Do we get pissed off at the packaging or the Chinese kid or the company?
yeah,
I think you really need to do it sober. That's what's the most important thing. Because after a few
Yeah.
drinks, you know, it's like, oh, I can slice here. Oh, wait a minute, that was my index finger. Like,
but
It gets stressful.
okay, when it's figures for you, that's easy. But let's say you are an uncle or a dad on Christmas, and you already have a couple of beers, you already have drank
I
something,
mean,
and your nephew comes, can you open this for me? Yeah, sure. If you don't
God.
care about your toy, we go. Let's go.
Okay. Has any of you ever tried building a Gundam maquette while drunk?
Why? While high, something like that
Hmm.
I have done.
No.
I've seen a guy do that, and it was kind of impressive. I mean, he managed to do almost everything right except for the head.
you ever try to put Star Wars Lego together on Christmas morning for the kids? Come on.
Oh, and by the way, I'm quite capable of doing things while high. For example, when I code, when I develop software,
This
while
is a
high
serious
is
question.
amazing. But
Pa-
opening toys,
Polly, this is a serious question for you, my friend.
okay.
Can you even get high?
Let's just say that I can take a lot.
So
My-
it's slow
when
for
you-
no.
When you do a test of alcohol in my blood, you don't see alcohol on my blood. You see alcohol on my THC.
Mm,
All
I
right,
think more I'd
guys.
see a green leaf dancing around the blood.
All right, I got it. I survived. I lived to tell the
Oh,
tale.
that's beautiful.
But
Nothing was ruined, I
It is
hope?
cool. It survived, dude. My drunk hands. It worked at all. Obviously, it's a little like miniature figure, but dude, I like it.
It's beautiful.
That's a great
Took you
figure.
3 minutes to do this.
Wait,
3 minutes.
Whatever. I don't care. I have no regrets. So this was called Worth It. And I see Pat S in the chat.
Hey,
Pat
Pat.
S says there are too many people who stream on Friday. Just I said, come, dude. You did not have to do that, but thank you for dropping
I mean,
by.
a
I
lot
haven't
of-
seen you in a while, man. So nice to see you here. So
Good to
thank
see you, buddy. Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of guys
GA
do this on Friday.
and Rudy
Good day to get
says,
drunk.
I push on the pull door. Toy packaging is complicated for me. Dude, I relate to that shit so hard, Rudy. Oh my God. I freaking pull on the doors that say push. I know where you come from, man.
It's the
I
same
know
for the
where you come
HeroClick
from.
stuff. The plastic, you have to actually push instead of pulling, because it's really against the grain. Normally you would think, well, I just pull the miniature out, but actually you have to push and then pull, and then it's crazy. And Gap Stargate, you're right. The Eaglemoss models lately.
Yeah,
I
I was
just
just about to highlight that.
Yeah, I just picked up an Enterprise recently, and the nacelles were all like off. You'd think that the packaging, considering it's like Fort Knox getting the miniatures out of the packaging, that it would be secure. But sometimes it's kind of like a give and take, right? I'd say I have about 20 Eaglemoss miniatures, and some of them come perfect, but some of them I want to screen because the packaging it doesn't really protect the miniatures. So hey, man,
Mhm.
I get where you're coming from. The
Yeah.
antenna, especially when they're the little pieces, they're either snapped off. It just requires a little bit of the model glue. If you have, you can get it at Canadian Tire for those of up here north of the border, or I'm sure there's places in the States too you can get it. And just a little dab, and then just hold it there for a minute, and it fixes it up perfectly. But yeah, it's a pain in the butt.
It is a pain in the ass. I'll say it. It is a pain. I guess while we're showing off Star Wars stuff, especially cool Star Wars stuff, while I'm here, this is where I drink whiskey from.
Oh no, I love it.
So I had to.
You
there's no
drink
way I was
whiskey
gonna-
from that. Well, I mean, you
Well-
can't miss. I mean,
Pew,
okay. How
pew.
many times did the whiskey fall off from your mouth?
I don't puke often.
He misses the shot?
I think since me and my girlfriend been together, I've
No,
only
I'm not talking
puked-
puking. I'm talking how many times do you point for your mouth, but the whiskey falls out of the place?
Exactly. How many
Mm.
times you miss the shot?
Oh, I don't. It's whiskey. Vodka, I'm actually like major lightweight with. Rum, I can do rum in doses, but whiskey,
Dude, that's not what we're
whiskey
trying
and
to do. Oh,
He's a stormtrooper missing the shot.
how are you not
whiskey.
getting that?
Oh, the stormtrooper reference. See, I was thinking about
Exactly.
alcohol. You gotta understand, guys. I'm committed to my shots with whiskey. I don't think you guys understand. I'm committed. Yeah, that's where and yes, I've drank it. I think, to be fair, this wasn't full when I started. This is probably about, let's see here. Let's get back on the stormtrooper. It was probably around here when I started the comic club panel tonight. So now it's like around there. So that's where I'm at.
How can they still miss every time?
Well, see, that's kind of like the whole. It almost maybe it's just me. Maybe Thoth or Clobberin might empathize, but I'm kind of like tired of stormtroopers being the punchline, especially like in the Mandalorian. They were acknowledging that because they're supposed to be the guys who are supposed to be, I guess you could say, representative of the dark side. And
They're
they
supposed to
seem
be the
like,
replacements of the clones, and they never missed.
yeah, and they seem so incompetent. Obviously, it's just like, man,
Yeah.
how are these guys supposed to represent? It was funny for 5 minutes. It was. I'll acknowledge it, but it's gotten to a point where it's become the punchline, and the punchline has been nonstop.
Yeah, but you gotta admit,
it's-
it's fun to see them getting sliced in half by lightsabers.
But it's a good, but it's a good point you make there. You can still do something interesting with them. Again, I know you're not supposed to quote EU because of people don't, because of the idiots in charge. But Timothy Zahn wrote a lot of great Star Wars, of course. And one of the great books one unsung books you don't hear much about, called Allegiance, that he wrote, that takes place in between episodes 3 and 4 and 5, has a group of stormtroopers going rogue, 5 of them, because they didn't want to shoot a bunch of innocents. And the story, they're part of a story with very different branches, and eventually they are really well written characters, and they're so well written. You're going, that's what stormtroopers are still beings. They're still people. They're not drones. They're not clones in this case. And I mean, it's a great story. All the parts of that whole book are good with great stories, and their segment of
People tend to forget. I mean, people tend to forget, isn't the Empire actually a government? So the stormtroopers technically are just a bunch of guys who wanted to join the military.
Yeah,
a lot of them are. There were clones earlier, I guess. But the ones at this point, which is again right after between the first movie, it was called Star Wars, Not A New Hope, and Empire, takes place between those two. And yes, at that point, they're everyday people joining the military. It's right. That's right.
There's there's an obligatory conscription. There's a quota for in the EU that for me is the best canon, so it's still canon.
Yes,
Disney.
Well, we know
had a
that the
quota on-
Stormtrooper Corps, what they did is they recruited from the janitorial staff. That's what we have for the sequel trilogy. Is you have your elite stormtroopers are actually janitors.
Jar Jar Abrams is an idiot.
That is just the worst writing ever.
An absolute freaking moron.
Okay, I want to do something. Since we are opening Star Wars toys, let's open a Star Wars toy.
Wait, did you put the batteries in first, Pablo?
Oh my goodness, I want to steal that from you right now, man.
Dude,
be careful, do not start a 3-minute battle.
Dude, look at
That's
that.
beautiful.
Oh my God! Open it up.
It is beautiful.
It.
Nick,
And while you are opening, hold on. While you are opening, I want to get a wonderful shout out to Imperatus. Hail, sir. How
Hail.
you doing? And
Hey.
welcome. And then
Hail.
Small Time Republic as well. How you doing? Thank you for dropping in. Guys, you are in here at the great time at this panel because Mr. Pablo here. Pablo. Rudy's like, keep it in the box. No, Rudy. He's got to take it out. Oh, yes.
Yeah, Nick,
Yeah.
Pablo just defeated you. He has defeated
It's
you in the
Luke
coolest
and the
action
original
figure.
Grogu.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Grogu.
I can compete. I can compete. Pablo, I'm gonna
that's
show you now for that one. But
Yoda's
that's
got
beautiful.
2 heads.
Yeah.
You know, Grogu is a perfect example of how creatively bankrupt Hollywood is.
Yes.
That they have to take a character, make him younger, and bastardize the original version, Yoda
I mean-
to Grogu,
Mhm.
to try to get some cute points.
I mean,
I
how
mean,
do
it was
people
cute
still
at the
feel an
time, but-
attraction to Grogu?
It's
I
I mean, there's no
Remake.
risk to the character.
This 50 years it takes to be, you
damn
be a baby for
Peppermint.
50 years is so stupid anyway. I cringe every time I think about that dumb idea.
Right?
Who came
Exactly.
up with
Again,
this?
how
Dude, Pablo.
how are people still
yes.
attracted to Baby Yoda? We know he's not gonna die. There's no risk to
Hey,
the
let's face
character.
it, that's the girls and the kids.
That's Clobbering just said it best. It's the girls and the kids, and that's just the truth of it all.
Goddammit.
It's
I hate him.
that's just the reality of it
He's
all.
boring as
And,
hell. At least with Yoda, we had some cool fight scenes.
well,
I
I don't
love
expect much of a,
Rudy.
see.
I
I'm not.
love Rudy in the chat.
I'm not expecting much from a baby. My issue is how much they rely on the character. I have no issues with the character itself. My issue is the fact that how they over rely it. What they're telling me is that they can't do a show without him. It tells me that they need
That's for
him.
sure.
Yeah, because it's like
Well, he's the cash register, dude.
yeah.
I will
and
admit
I
this
feel like-
figure is actually pretty dope.
I would have liked to have seen a hero's journey for the child to grow older and grow up to learn the ways of the Force. But they don't
Or,
they
just,
realize. But if they do that, they can't have him be the way he is already in the show. So it's just like, why not ride that out for another 800 years?
No, that
Oh,
baby
yeah.
had to be on. That baby had to be on stasis at least for 20 or 30 years.
That's
It's
nice.
impossible
Dude,
that baby.
I like that Luke.
Oh,
No,
this
good.
look is
See, okay.
amazing. And it will go with my Vader on a fight.
Grogu hasn't been a child for 50 years. He's
Yeah,
just,
he was on
excuse me,
stasis.
everybody,
There's no
he's
way that-
mentally retarded. That's what it is.
Wait. You're telling
grew
me?
up
Wait,
30 years ago, but he's been milking this train ever since. 'Cause
wait. So he's like ET.
that's right. He's like D. Bud Martin and Dave Filoni, as Small Time Republic said, right?
He
And
is
me.
like-
We've been babies for a long time, and we just want to milk that milk train, man. We want to keep. That's what is going on. He is actually an
That's
adult,
true. I'm
but
a
he
baby,
wants
but-
everybody to baby him. That's what's going on.
no,
Well, from by that metric, I'm a baby too. Deep blood. I'm not growing up.
We're almost to the diaper stage there, Clubby.
I can't. Well, almost back to it. What do you mean almost? I have some nice comfortable diapers on right now.
it comes with the bag.
Nice. This is a nice figure. Dude.
It's a really nice figure.
Beautiful.
There's a story for this figure actually. It was the very last figure that I bought from Star Wars before they fired Gina Carano. So that was the last
that's
stuff
right,
that I
that's
ever bought of Star Wars.
40th anniversary figures. I missed all of those. I wanted them, but they were just too much.
Oh man,
Maybe they're cheaper now. Maybe they'll go
great
down.
find, Pablo. Great find.
Great
Floaty
stuff,
has
dude.
been a babe for nearly 50
Yeah,
years.
he's the victor tonight, Nick. He has won.
That's freaking
He has
awesome,
won the
Pablo.
show of the action figure. You're the loser.
Well done. Well done.
Oh, Rudy has spoken. Maybe Rudy's had a change of heart. Can you put it on him? I'm sure Pablo's willing to do that. I'm sure
But
he's
what on
willing
what?
to do that.
Yep.
On the backpack and Yoda and Luke all
you gotta do
together.
that. Yeah, we can.
But I don't want to appear on camera doing.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
So now that he's done that, okay, I don't got Luke Skywalker, but I got the episode 1, the Phantom Menace with the
Yoda.
throne. So
You see Yoda.
oh yes.
And
And the packaging is way easier, guys. This shit's so much easier. Watch this shit come out. Just like it should. The throne.
Oh,
Look at that. Yeah.
Easy one you've been given.
And there, oh my God, this chip reader
I'm
looks
hearing
so
the-
mint condition.
I'm hearing the Al Yankovic song Yoda in my head now. Yoda, remember the song? Yoda.
Time ago.
In the galaxy far away. But that's the other one. That's the Phantom Menace one. But yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. That is.
he did a couple. He did that. He did Yoda, Yoda. Then he did the that was of course to the Eric Clapton song Lola, whereas he did the well, the one about the Phantom Menace to the American Pie, but it was called what do you call that song? Something was Star Wars.
I can't remember what it was called, but it was.
The saga begins, I believe.
Sideburns Yoda.
Yeah.
Yeah, sideburns.
Someday later, he may be Vader, but now he's just a small.
Oh, Weird Al Yankovic. Maybe later, someday Vader, or maybe
He'll be
Vader
different.
someday later. One
Yeah,
of the
he'll be
one or
Vader
the
just
other.
say later, but now he's just a small fry.
All right. No regrets.
I love Al. I love that you're taking those out, brother. You've taken your first step into a larger world.
Oh, dude, it's a whole new world. Like that one Aladdin movie where Jasmine sings
Oops.
a whole new world.
Thanks for the correction, Vilbo. I thought it was Eric Clapton for some reason.
Hey,
Lola.
JM Cruz, how you doing,
Yeah.
dude? What's up, dude? Ah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
better.
I have no regrets, man. Oh, yes, Pablo's got it. Pablo's got it.
Yep.
Flows through the force. Jedi.
Man, it's
How much
actually
benefit?
this is a
Never
really
forget.
really good figure. Then the other
Like-
set of hands, actually, you can do a lot of crazy stuff with these hands.
Yeah.
I love this
Dude.
figure.
Dude.
The other head is basically
Does-
Yoda
does
with
it
the eyes closed. So
It come with a lightsaber and a.
yep, but look at this head.
Yes, yes.
I cannot teach him. The boy has no patience. He will learn patience.
I need a handier. Dude,
This
Headless
head
I love,
is
I love
really
it.
crazy good, man. It's
I
really
love
crazy good.
it.
Nice.
Right?
Hey, your Muslim uncle, how you doing? Thanks for dropping by.
I gonna behead Yoda and put the other head. So
Yes, behead Yoda, only to put his head back on. Oh, he's sleeping.
yep.
Yeah, yes. I need some Cookie Crisp. Yes.
Difficult. That's when
He's
he's
probably
trying to.
thinking, huh?
That's
Sweet, it
That's where
smells to
Luke-
barbecue.
and that's where Luke asks him if will they die. And he goes, difficult to
Mhm.
see. Always emotion is the future. I'm sorry. I love that movie. I love
I
that
love
movie.
this
to-
little
so
guy.
good.
I love that movie to an unreasonable, unhealthy.
Okay,
degree.
let
Oh,
me
there's
get one of the
nothing
Yodas that
unreasonable
I
about
have
that.
on my room. Let me
Oh,
get.
dude.
Just realize
yeah.
something. Disney already killed Baby Yoda.
Hmm?
In the sequel movies, they've already said everything that's happened in The Mandalorian and Boba Fett
So
is going to lead to the sequel. So he's already dead.
We don't know
Here's the
that. They
one-
don't say it.
I
Does it
just
say
took
it?
out the packaging with the throne,
Hey.
and here's the one I've literally owned since 1999.
This one is younger than the one Pablo was showing us. But okay.
So I owned this one
Yes.
since '99 when the movie came out.
30 years
I
younger.
remember when the movie was new, I chased my UPS truck begging for this figure, saying, "Where's my action figure?" Obviously, the guy doesn't know who I am. He just probably thinks I'm some 11-year-old kid, but who's this crazy kid running after my UPS truck? And now I have him because of the packaging I just opened up with the throne. So once again, this is a nice, sweet, badass throne, which he will sit on because he's Yoda. Of course,
I
he
still
does.
have my 1980, whatever it was, 83 or 84 Yoda from the original Yoda from the package. It's in a
Yeah.
tin downstairs
Nice.
with all my Star Wars and
cool.
Empire Strikes Back figures I had from when I was a kid back in the 80s.
Nice.
That's just great.
I have one of those dioramas of Yoga fighting Dooku.
You know
That's a
what I
cool
want? I
diorama.
want a yogurt.
So yes. All right.
Yeah,
Pablo.
hey guys, I hate to be that guy, but I need to drop out.
Oh,
You
oh
are-
my God.
You that guy, you.
You are that guy. Right when Pablo is showing off the best thing.
Whoa.
Oh, this Yoda
Again,
I got on
he's the winner.
yeah, I got
Okay, I quit.
on a huge convention.
Mhm.
Actually, I had to fight for this one. So I had to give like $15 so the seller will not sell it because there's already someone on my group that was going to buy it. But yeah, this
Dude.
one is, and it comes with the cane and everything.
Oh, the
Nice.
cane.
Yeah, is a really, really good figure, man.
Dude, the cane.
I
love
love this
it.
one.
Dude. I love it. Pablo, you did good, man.
Thanks,
You
man.
did good.
You did.
I have a ton of Yodas. I will send you the photograph. I bought this Yoda because the size it goes
Mhm.
really good with Naruto that I have. So I love them together. Actually,
Nice.
All right, Fenrir. I want you to see. You said since you said you gotta go. I want you to plug in your channel, sir.
Well, you all know who I am. You know what I do, which is mostly nothing, but come here to Fridays and talk with these guys. So if you want to go give me a sub, go to my channel. I really don't care. It would be a good helpful because I want to reach a good level without actually having to do much work. I've already made it to the 200, so yeah, let's keep it going.
There you go.
All right, the man has
So
spoken.
yeah,
Little work, all the rewards. All right, guys.
yes,
You
without
heard.
being a woman. I want to get high subs without being a woman who shows her tits on YouTube.
you can show
That's an uphill
somebody
climb
else's.
there.
All right. Well, hey, Pablo. I mean, sorry, Fenrir. I said that. You have a good evening. Thank you for joining us. I do
Yeah,
appreciate it. And we
yeah,
will see you soon, my friend.
yeah. Okay, Pablo, stay safe. Stay away from the green stuff. It'll make you bad.
No, I'm
Clobbering,
playing with
be
Yoda.
careful out there, buddy.
All right, buddy.
Nick,
You too, man.
keep on feeding yourself. And Thought, be careful, guy. You know you're my buddy, right?
10-4, man.
All
All
right.
right, peace to the chat too. Bye.
Take care,
All
everybody.
right. Take care, man.
Be
Thank
safe.
you. All right. And
Hey,
then
look
the
at this.
final four.
This
Oh
is the
my
combo that I tell you
god.
about.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
dude.
These two together.
Oh, dude.
Right? And
Dude.
this R2 actually is amazing because of this.
He just doesn't randomly shut down for no reason.
Dude.
Not that I know.
I see your slave one on the right there too. By the way, that is
Oh
slave
yeah, I
one.
have multiple. I have
no
the
damn
Jango
fire
Fett
spray
and I have
gunship.
the
That's slave one.
Slave one.
yeah
That's right.
slave one. And I have both the Jango Fett and the Boba Fett versions. And
Dude.
yeah, before Disney, I was okay. When Disney started to do a lot of toys without the movies, I was buying a lot of stuff. When they decided to go stupid and basically ruin the business, I stopped.
Well, that's fair enough. Don't blame me at all.
Yeah, very fair. And,
Nice
and
domestic
Rudy
servant one.
says, nice domestic servant one. You heard the man speak. Yes. Oh my god, yeah. I'm not gonna be able to top that one, but it was a good run. It was a good run, Pablo.
Well done, man.
You are the victor tonight. You are the damn victor. So there is this one DC book that I looked at for the future coming out.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, and I was meaning to talk to MVP about it because it's co-written by Dan Johnson, who obviously did Beta Ray Bill, and now obviously has his image books, Extremity, Murder Falcon, and he's doing the Jurassic League, which he's co-writing. And his influences for the books was very startling because he mentioned obviously Ninja Turtles, Street Sharks from the 90s, and he also mentioned the Genndy Tartakovsky show Primal. And I'm like, this guy knows who the show Primal, and said it was influenced. Oh, there's some influence of Primal. I may actually be very optimistic about this miniseries. Obviously, I hope I'm right and not like Blue and Gold, where it starts off fun and then just drags ass. But maybe this could be something I'm just like, bro, this concept wouldn't work under most circumstances. But with Dan and Juan Gideon, I think there may be some fun with the Jurassic League. Obviously, it's its own story miniseries, but bro, and he says we all know your feelings towards Primal. Yeah, dude, that's how me and Quarter Black Garrett did our first panel on his channel together, which we are currently in the setup of doing something else on his channel soon. So stay tuned for that, because Garrett and I will reunite soon. Because shout out to Core Black Garrett of now Nerdrotic. We can't say Louder with Crowder no more, but Nerdrotic. So Garrett's awesome. What a guy. Love that man. And I cannot wait to party with that man again soon.
Dude, he's gonna be Nerdrotic's Scotty. I'm calling it. He's gonna be a great engineer.
Oh, dude, he is already great at what he does. He's very underrated in his conversation delivery. Like, he's like one of the guys who doesn't get really spoken about, kind of like comics division. It's like, but when you really get him to talk, and when he speaks, you want to listen. And I'm like, these are the guys who should be speaking more. So it's great. It's great when you get to hear guys like comics and QBG speaking, because when they do, it's definitely some of the more insightful opinions going around. So those are like, and it's nice I can claim that both those guys are friends of mine. So those are guys I want to stick around in Nick Weiser's life, and guys like that, or the more insightful thoughts and opinions, are friends. And see Thoth here at a exchange with the Dragon Master here. They're getting back. You hear that? They're getting the band back together. But
the tabletop role playing game stuff has been really challenging for everybody all across the world, because we're talking it's really a great opportunity for everybody to have a chance to have some fun, to have some laughs, to have some beers, to have some chips and some dip and whatever, but to share in that experience that is role playing. And it's been tough the last few years because of this COVID BS. And my group kind of fell apart a little bit right before, right after COVID happened. And we've all been kind of doing the Roll D20 website. We've done that a few times where we've gotten together online and done it, but it's not the same experience as doing it in person, where I'm usually the GM 99% of the time. I'm the game master, but we've been looking forward to trying some of these new Kickstarters that are coming out, and some of the friends that we have in the community here at that and the fellowship of whether it's T-shirted historian or whether it's anyway, all the other groups that are actually doing some gaming stuff. We've been really looking forward to getting back together, and my group has been sending out some emails lately. Hopefully up here in Canada, things are going to relax, especially in Ontario, and we're going to be doing this soon. I've got like 4 or 5 games I can't wait to run, and whether it's 5th edition D&D or whether it's Vampire or what, there's so many that I can get into. I'm looking forward to it again, and I think that we're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel here real soon.
This makes me happy.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's great.
Dude,
right? It's perfect. I can do dioramas now
Philbo.
of Closed City. So
he wants to roll. You heard the man, Philbo. Dude, Philbo, when issue 3 comes out of Leaf and United Forces, please let me know. Take off work, because I will be glad to have you as a guest on here, so you can promote those upcoming issues when they're ready to come out. That, I feel like when we time it out that way, it'll be best that way. So yes, but
Jurassic League.
There's 2 role-playing games that I really want to try out there. Everybody in the chat and the guys on the panel we have the G.I. Joe role-playing game coming out, and the Transformers role-playing game coming out. And for others out there too, there's actually a oh shoot, my mind just went blank. Power Rangers role-playing game coming out. So yeah, there's some really cool stuff out there. There's the Doctor Who second edition role-playing game that's just going to be released soon. There's so many opportunities to do some really fun games out there. So let's get together. Let's get our friends back together and start having some fun.
Oh, you heard that.
Indeed.
Well said, Lord Thoth. And I agree, man. We need the peoples back together again so we can get away from the BS and just enjoy the company of each other over chips and dip, some beer, and some geek and nerdgasm. So I think
yeah.
that's safe to say we can all mutually agree on that for the betterment of the world per se. So yes, hey, you heard the man. And yes, Phil, please, seriously, when you are ready to release issue 3, we'll time it with intent so you can, capitalize on it. I want to make sure we get you on. We can talk about it. We can break it down. You want to toss some hints, whatever you want to do, man. I cannot wait to have you on here. It'll be great. But yes, the Jurassic League, and this is, I could see why people would have an issue with this concept. I get it. I really do. But with Dan Johnson on the name and one Gideon as well, and this concept of them working with creatures who are going to be absolutely wild and unleashed, I think it'd be fun. The fact that the Superman dinosaur actually has a Kryptonian origin is, I'm intrigued by it. I am intrigued. Obviously, it's its own story, its own timeline. So, and I like selective Elseworld stories. I'm not one of those guys who will latch on to every single version because I feel like that kind of cheapens a story. But certain things, I'm like, you know what? I could get with that. And it's nice and one and done. Well, see, yeah, we got some. Oh, hey, we can. You guys see that okay?
Yep.
All right. I was like, man, everyone went quiet for a second. I'm like, did I just lose my panel suddenly?
No, fire away, man. I don't want to interrupt. That's why I'm interrupting too much already.
I'm just
Oh,
wondering
dude, you've
why
been
Wonder
perfect.
Woman is a Triceratops.
Well, there was actually I think there was something in this article about that. I know there's a Superman exploration and what? Oh, at first I thought of doing Wonder Woman as a pterodactyl or something more athletic looking, so that's how I landed on the Triceratops. They're herbivores, but they could defeat a T-Rex, so that seems fitting for Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is more fierce than Superman, so I thought of a rose or a cactus. Beautiful from a distance, but they can hurt if handled incorrectly. I think this is another layer I tried to incorporate to her design. So make of that what you will, whether it's positive or negative. I obviously don't mind criticism or pushback. You guys are welcome to do that. But
it might be more simple. She's just the horny one.
It could be.
As you might say it out.
Hey, no, and it could be, man. But I'm intrigued with this concept. Once again, under most circumstances, I don't think I would get behind this. But I'm kind of curious to see if this could be a fun one and done story. And I look how colorful it is too. That is cool to see. And that story, not every story needs to be freaking darker than thou. And here we go. And speaking with Gideon and Johnson via email, the two cited numerous points of inspiration for the series, from Street Sharks, the TMNT, and Primal Rage to Genndy Tartakovsky's Primal, and Ricardo Delgado's dinosaur story comic Age of Reptiles, the horror-inspired cult sculptures of James Groman. So I'm not familiar with those last two, but I love Primal. I obviously raved the hell out about it. Love Street Sharks, great 90s show, super underrated. I love the TMNT, obviously. So I feel like under this circumstance, it has potential, is all I'm trying to lead at. I can understand if people don't want to try it because we've been burned too many bridges. Also,
Well,
Dan,
give it a shot, man. What are you gonna
I'm going to. I trust me. And if I somehow don't like it, I will level with everyone, because that's
Fair enough.
all about the honesty, man. I even did when I did my video earlier about Gina Carano's Terror on the Prairie. I'm like, I keep it real. Just because we're an alternative, or her company is providing one, doesn't automatically make it good. But that said, though, I am genuinely looking forward to that movie. So hopefully it'll end up being good because it looks the part. So now we just got hopefully ends up being that. And I see a certain Brahma Bull in the chat. What's up, guys? Just stop by and say hi. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it.
Brahma
Rudy says
Bull.
Joker's pretty. Yeah, I feel like Joker is definitely the dinosaur that definitely makes the most sense looking color wise. So once again, hey, we'll see how things go with the Jurassic League comic. Lord Thoth,
Fire away.
I was gonna ask, what I know, obviously, besides Once and Future, has there anything that it's been, gaining your interest lately, whether it's new or even old, even? It's not anything that you've been like saying, you know what, this is the shit, whether it's new or old?
That is a very good question. I am looking forward to the Moon Knight TV show coming out.
Really?
So I've been reading the Moon Knight series that's out by Marvel, the new kind of, well, not really reboot of the character, but it's kind of a little bit of subtle changes. And, shout out to my brother Khonshu, another fellow Egyptian god, who took this poor guy under his wing. He's got some psychological breaks. He's got, multiple personality disorder, but my brother Khonshu, gave him a little helping hand and helped him fight against crime and the bad guys. And, the TV show is going to be the TV show. They picked a really good actor. As much as Star Wars almost ruined his career, I'm sorry to say that actor is such an amazing actor, and I think he was a pretty good pick to be the showrunner for a new Marvel show. Yeah, I like everybody else out there, I'm sure in the chat and people who will be listening to this, in the next couple of days, this stream. And I know we've been disappointed in the last several Marvel shows, but I try to stay optimistic. So what I've been reading is the comic book has actually not been bad. And 99% of the Marvel comics that have been come out in the last 5 years have been just terrible. But this one is not too bad. I usually give a series 4 issues and then I'm out. And I'm into issue 8 now, and I'm still buying it. So the first few issues were really cool. They introduced a couple of new villains. They've introduced, some vampires in his city that he's kind of, including his kind of executive assistant, who's no spoilers, she's a vampire. And so and considering he's the soldier of the night, he's the dark paladin of the Marvel Universe. He's kind of like the Batman of the Marvel Universe. I know there's been a lot of analogies that have been kind of pushed towards him saying, well, you're like the Bat because he's rich. He's got his own copter and he's got, he's got the car and he's got the riches and stuff. Same as Batman. And he works at night, Moon Knight versus Batman. But he's got some really cool psychological issues, PTSD. He's dealing with that. He's got a psychologist he's going to.
Yeah.
And he only goes to her in costume and she's like, dude, you can take your mask on, and he's mask off. And he's like, I'm not going to take my mask off because my psychological problems are all about the mask. And so it's kind of a really cool storyline. And I've been enjoying that. And I will admit that I've pulled out a lot of the Moon Knight stuff from my collection in the long boxes of Darkness and Dust in my corners. And I pulled out some of the old Moon Knight stuff and I've been reading through it. And I remember, now I remember why I really liked this character back in the 80s. So that's kind of like what I'm pushing towards everybody right now. Just kinda give it a chance.
Yeah, you actually got me intrigued. The fact that you can go back to old Moon Knight and still read this new stuff, that's saying something, Thought, but carry on.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun. The art is good, but you know what's going on right now in Marvel, right? Every time they release a comic, there's also 17 covers. I must admit that I got a couple of signed number ones. So yeah, I would give it a chance. Everybody, take a look at it. Jeff Lemire, Warren Ellis. The team there has been pretty good. It's an opportunity to see an old character in a new light. And with the TV show coming out, now's the time to go to your comic shop, pick up, issue 1, 2, 3, 4, because I expect those values will go up depending on the TV show. And if I don't know if you turn over comics, anybody who's a collector, it's something to think about. And there's some variant covers that are actually really, really friggin' cool. And that costume is so amazing. You've got the blackness in the shadows. You've got that white, stark white with the yellow, like shuriken kind of half moons, and it's a really cool character. So that's my pick for the week.
All right. Hey, awesome, man. No, dude, you actually got me. So I might have to seek out a trade when the first trade comes. I might actually you got me wholeheartedly curious about that. I see a Rod Thunderheart in the chat right on time for Lord Thoughts.
Rod Thunderheart
Night recommendation. I'm actually kind of sold on about that. That's interesting you mentioned it because I've not really dug into it myself, but it has sold at my shop consistently. And usually Moon Knight after the first arc does not. And if I'm correct, tell me if I'm wrong here. They're 2 issues into their second arc. So I could be wrong, but that's cool to know that people are still in. Because that's historically what it's been like at my shop. I see GAP Stargate saying, "Night guys, great. Hey, dude, thank you for hanging out and stopping by. I appreciate it.
Take care, buddy.
And thank you again for subscribing, man. Look forward to seeing you again here." So Moon Knight, the fact that it's selling, there must be something that people are catching on to with this specific run. And when All New, All Different came out, I was reading the Jeff Lemire run. I did enjoy that. I really did enjoy that. That was like, I think somewhere between 14 and 16 issues. And I did enjoy Lemire's run. And I love his indie stuff like Gideon Falls. I don't know if you ever read that, Lord Thoth, but I love Gideon. Dude, that Gideon Falls is like a supernatural type of horror story. I love it. As far as horror goes, I like more like the supernatural, like otherworldly type of stuff, which fits right in line with stuff like Doctor Strange. Dude, Gideon Falls went like 26 or 27 issues. It's finished now, but I love Gideon Falls. So as far as a good like indie story, Gideon Falls was absolutely kick-ass. And Lemire, I feel like Lemire does what he does unleashed when he does his creator-owned stuff. He's one of those guys where he can get the job done with a big 2-buck, but when it comes with his own stuff, his mind is absolutely on another planet and in the best way possible.
Well, Moon Knight is one of those characters that I appreciate. I appreciate Daredevil. I appreciate Punisher, Shang-Chi. Iron Fist is one of my top 3 street level fighters in Marvel Universe too. But Moon Knight has always had a special place in my heart. It's not the Egyptian mythos, but it's his psychological issues. It's his costume is so iconic that if there was a statue that they put out tomorrow or a 1/6 scale hot toy, I would buy it. I would pre-order it right away. And so I'm expecting that this TV show is going to be woke SJW crap, but I'm still going to watch it, and I'm going to hope with fingers crossed that it's not going to be as bad as, say, the Boba Fett show that just came out. Like, I want it to be good, or the Loki series, which was awful, or that Hawkeye travesty. I'm hoping it's going to be good. I'm trying to stay optimistic because this is a great, great character that I'm hoping that the masses out there get to see and appreciate that it was very much a unique character from the 70s and 80s that came out.
No, and he is. You know what? Maybe after we do our month of Amazing Spider-Man, which I'm assuming you guys are still all in on for the month of March.
Hell yeah.
10-4.
All right, awesome. Maybe for the first April, maybe we can talk some Moon Knight comics if you guys are in for that. So, because what the plan is for March, for those in the chat who may not be familiar, but the month of March, we're going to cover ASM 1 through 20, and of course, Amazing Fantasy 15. With the first Friday of the March being Amazing Fantasy and ASM 1 through 5. Following week 6 through 10. Week after 11 and 15. And last but not least, the week of the fourth Friday, 16 through 20. So that will be our month of March. That will be the ASM plan. And I will be looking forward to having the usual suspects talking a great historical comic book run. We're also having a few guests in the mix to talk about those particular issues too as well. So that should be great. And yeah, we'll kick right into April with some Moon Knight as well. I think that's a good way to go with the source material and have fun with it. We can, show people the differences and compare and contrast. And maybe I'll read the first run and the Little Mirror run to see how far the character and the ideas have come along since then. So that's where we'll be for that. And I think this will be the point where we'll wrap up the show. But guys, thank you, Pablo, LT, Clubber Times. I appreciate it, guys. And of course, shout outs to Mr. Fenrir and MVP as well for being here earlier. I appreciate it. And to all of you who have stuck around in the chat, Jeremy's like, you're wrapped up, dude. It's going to be that time, man. You go out while the show's still hot. And I think we're at a good point where it's still hot. That's how you at best end it, as well. It's still hot. And this is Moon Knight TV show. This sounds good, but I do have some questions. Hey, man, we'll see. Yeah, how can one not love the Moon Knight? Rudy says, tired of woke diversity crap. Even Candy is woke. I bought it back. Oh, I know, right? That's just, it's insane.
I like that. I hope you didn't misgender your M&Ms.
And Phil, I can't wait to have you on, man. I cannot wait. It's going to be great. And Rod, you have a better night. And D-Bud here says, I still have my copies of ASM 6 and 7. Oh, my God.
Oh,
dude.
wow.
That is insane. And Pat S., thank you. Hey, thank you for coming around, hang out. I appreciate it, dude. I got to get you on here again, dude. Please reach out to me. I would love to have you back on. And we'll start off with Pablo. Why don't you plug in whatever you got coming out, whether it's Geek Tripology or Emmy Espanol?
Yeah, on Midnight Search Espanol, I just, we just uploaded the book of Boba Lorian, chapter 5, where I go about Chekhov's gun and how they literally use none of it. Because they have a scene where Mando gets all his stuff on a box and he walks away, and it's kind of like they are going to steal some of his weapons, especially the Darksaber. And then he receives the box, and the box is the things are not in the same order. He doesn't care, and he takes everything and goes away, and it never comes back. So, yeah, a good way to waste a lot of space on your show with a scene that was completely useless. But hey, that's the whole series. So, watch my reviews on Midnight Search Espanol, where I go about the garbage fire. Thank you very much, man. I actually had no intention on opening this figure, but you know what? The Star Wars that I love is still on my heart, and is still on the silver screen version of the movies. So go to hell, Disney. I will still love Star Wars, just not Disney Star Wars.
All right, I like it. And well said, Pablo. And guys, Pablo's channel of Geek Tripology is in the description as well. And I'm sure you just I'll plug in a channel for Midnight's Edge Espanol real quick. Well, Mr. Lord Thoth plugs whatever he wants to tell you. So, sir, you say whatever it is that you want to say.
I'm just glad to be here. It was a lot of fun tonight talking about the stuff that we love. And I think that's really what we need to get more into doing. And instead of being so negative and talking politics and talking everything else, these kind of streams like you're putting on there, Nick, is really what we need to do. And another YouTubers, Pablo, you've been doing some good stuff. Saturday Night Star Trek's coming up. The chance to talk about old classic comic books that you do during the week. That's great. I love your spinner rack stuff. That's a lot of fun.
Thank you.
And I think everybody who's been on the panel tonight has a lot to offer, and actually several people in the chat as well. And shout out to every single one of you. I love having the conversations. It's funny because I kind of have two conversations every time we're talking. I'm talking to the people in the chat, and I'm talking to the people on the panel, and that's part of the fun. The most interesting conversations are usually in the chat, and thank you for being a part of this, because you know what, you're a huge part of our chat, and a lot of the direction we take and a lot of the stuff we talk about is because of all the stuff that you guys all want to talk about. So thank you for that. T-shirted historian, myself, Ironcaster, and several other people on Saturday night, 5:00 Eastern time. We get together and we talk about a lot more of the RPG stuff and pop culture, absolutely, but it's more on the gaming side of things. So it's a lot of fun too. So you might want to check us out. And thank you very much for tuning in tonight. I know your Friday nights are probably pretty busy, FNT and everything else that's going on out there. So thanks for coming aboard, and thanks for chatting with us, because it was a hoot.
All right. And as always, sir, thank you for coming on. Yeah, obviously, you're another gentleman who's always welcome here whenever he's available, because obviously when you can't, it's for great reason. So any opportunity I get, it will forever and always be appreciated, and then some. And now, last but not least, last of the guests or the co-panelists. You know who he is, and you're in love with him. And if you're not, you are in love with him now.
Never.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Well, I finally got a Valentine's after all these decades. Hey, buddy, appreciate you, Nick. You've been fantastic, man. You just do a wonderful thing here on Friday nights, and I'm proud and honored to be a part of it, buddy. And thank you, Pat S., for those very kind words. I am not worthy, but I try to learn to accept them, because they're all meant so well. And you guys have all been fantastic. Thoth, you've just been extraordinary. It was just above and beyond the call, hanging with me all day the way you did it at 1000. And Pedro Pablo stopped in. It was great to have you and everybody who showed up for that. But tomorrow night, of course, same Trek time, same Trek channel, Saturday Night Star Trek. 5 more episodes. We're in the midst of season 5 of Star Trek: The Next Generation. We're reviewing all of Real Trek 66 through 05, of course. And it's going to take quite some time to do that. Now, Monday Night Mark C Comics Talk is going to be on a very special time, 3 hours earlier, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, so that I can have a great pal, J-Man, join me for a Klobby's Classic Comics review. And we're going to review the classic Elseworlds comics from the 90s, Kingdom Come. Should reverberate with you. Kingdom Come. So, by Mark Wade and Alex Ross. And so, yeah, that's what I got going on right now, man. And again, thank you all so much. You've all been fantastic.
Nice, dude. Awesome. Hey, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it as always. And I cannot wait till we talk Daredevil Born Again real soon. I am fired up for that. And
can't wait, man.
It's gonna be huge. And guys, as Klobby said, check out Saturday Night Star Trek. That show is truly something special. It is its own unique little entity that it's one of those things you just gotta be there to fully get it and embrace it. And now that I've seen a handful of it, I get it. And I'm like, this show really is its own. To hang out with a bunch of basically professors of Star Trek, whether it's the panelists in the chat, watching these people go with their knowledge, it blows my mind. It feels like I'm getting like an education lesson from except a handful of teachers. It's not just a teacher and their students. This is a room full of teachers, and they all know what they're talking about. It's amazing and even inspiring to watch. So tune in to Saturday Night Star Trek. So anyway,
thank you, man. Appreciate that. And thank you, Rudy. I don't have that many Migos. I have very few of those, actually, but thank you. And Philbo Baggins, I'm throwing a 15-yard penalty on you for saying thing ring, don't do your thing. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness.
Did you say 15-yard penalty?
Maybe 30 yards.
I think that's a personal foul.
Yes, it is.
Man.
Leslie
Oh.
does suck. You're right. Thank you, everyone. Rudy,
And-
Bud, Sherry, some wonderful folks you have here. Phil Bo, all those great guys. People.
Oh, I know. Guys, thank
Okay.
you in the chat for tuning in. Once again, you had many great options, whether it was FNT, Friday Night Frolics. I know there's Loki and the Mexican Iron Man got their thing going on. The
I don't think
Cocktail
they did it
Lounge.
tonight.
Oh, they don't think they did. Well,
Didn't look like it. I don't know. But I don't know.
either way, there's a lot of competition, even if you took
Yeah.
that one off the equation.
Tonight, I don't think.
The
I think
fact
that
that-
they took a break.
The fact that you chose us is awesome. And the fact that a lot of you stuck around is even more awesome. So I appreciate that. I thank you. As per usual, we'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And coming up, going forward, I did a Daily Wire reaction video to the Terror on the Prairie Gina Chrono flick earlier. And I also got a video coming out tomorrow. I already have the clock set. It's done, edited, and everything. It'll be out tomorrow. And they have another video out the day after on Sunday. So keep your eyes and ears open. They're a lot more comically focused and based as per usual. One is going to be another Mickey Mouse impression. So a lot of people seem to love that stuff. You'll have that. And you have another one telling me, well, just me telling you about why the Oscars doesn't fucking matter. So that's me ranting about why we don't need the Oscars for validation, because we are so much better than that, and it ain't even close. And Toxic Tuesday will be talking bad boys, so brace yourself for that, because we'll live together, we'll die together, and we'll be bad boys for life come Toxic Tuesday night. And of course, I yell at Park Cars with Comics Division and the rest of the Dicks Division. And as per always, you'll see us all together next Friday night for the 34th episode of the Comic Shock Talk. But until then, may our paths cross again. Have a great night, good fight, and good night.
Good night.
Goodbye.